Welcome to the California Perkins Joint Special Populations Advisory Committee's e-seminar, Special Populations 101. The term Special Populations comes from the federal Carl D. Perkins Career Technical Education Improvement Act of 2006. The Perkins Act funds career technical education and governs what expenditures and activities are required, permissible, and/or prohibited with Perkins dollars. Based upon the federal Perkins Plan, California has written the California State Plan for Career Technical Education, also known as CTE, which established the vision, goals, and essential elements of a world-class CTE system for the state of California. In both the federal legislation and state plan, program accountability is measured by core indicators. These core indicators include skill attainment, completion, graduation or persistence, placement or employment, and non-traditional participation and non-traditional completion in CTE programs. Schools and colleges are required to collect and report on each of these core indicators for all students and subsets of students defined as special populations. In addition, each school or college must identify a level of success they will achieve. If the schools do not meet this level of success, there is a course of action prescribed. Schools and colleges are to analyze their core indicators data to determine gaps in student and program success and to guide them in developing a spending plan that closes the gaps identified. Look for the e-seminar on core indicators on the JSPAC website for more information on this topic. There are 6 identified subsets of students from special populations. They are students with disabilities, displaced homemakers, economically disadvantaged, including foster youth, limited English proficiency, single parents, single pregnant women and pregnant and parenting teens, and non-traditional by gender. These subsets will be presented next, along with a brief discussion on a few of the many ways to assist these students in overcoming their individual barriers. Keep in mind that a strategy that works for one group of students may also work for others with little or no adaptation. Many of the words or phrases used in this presentation are identified as root causes or barriers by the STEM Equity Pipeline Project in the Root Causes and Strategies document available on the JSPAC website. The first special population subset is students with disabilities. This includes all students who meet the criteria defined under the Americans with Disabilities Act, or the ADA. California data has shown that students with disabilities are the most likely special population subset to get a degree and the least likely to get a job. These students often face a lack of self-confidence about entering the workforce and may also encounter employer bias or fear of hiring employees with disabilities. Because of this, early exposure is essential. Be sure that disabled students have access to employers and job sites from the very beginning of their educational program. Additionally, teaching students with disabilities about self-efficacy and self-advocacy is important. Teaching students to believe in and advocate for themselves will ease the transition from school or college into the workplace, as well as enable them to negotiate for needed accommodations. The next subset of students is displaced homemakers. Displaced homemakers are students who have been out of the workforce, caring for a home for an extended period of time, and therefore have diminished workforce skills. Frequently, the biggest hurdle these students face is the internal dialogue that says, "I won't be successful." It is therefore important to show the student how the skills they mastered in running a home are also important to success on a job. These skills include budgeting, conflict negotiation, transportation logistics, and time management. In addition, many of these students may have had little or no access to computers and have been out of school for a long time. This presents another barrier. Because of this, these students may need basic computer skills courses as well as basic skills courses. When selecting a career, it is important that these students utilize the JSPAC 4-step career selection process available on the JSPAC website. The JSPAC 4-step career selection process will take them through a process of determining what is required financially to live in their area with their family configuration. This helps students to determine careers that they will enjoy and at which they will be successful. It also helps them select careers that are in demand, pay enough, and have training close to their homes. This process will provide information they need to make an educational and career plan. Students who are economically disadvantaged are another special population subset. In working with these students, it is important to assist them in choosing a career that is high wage and high demand in their region. Counseling students to look at careers that are high wage, high demand will allow students to become economically self-sufficient, as well as expose them to careers that they may have never considered. Frequently, the high wage, high demand careers are non-traditional by gender for women. A formal educational and career plan is essential, as research shows that students with a plan and declared major are more successful in school and college. Many students who are economically disadvantaged face difficulty in paying for tuition, books, childcare, and housing. Therefore, providing support services to assist students in paying for these essentials will allow them to persist and succeed. Remember to provide these students with written multilingual information about student services available on campus or in the community. Better yet, provide it to all students because some students may not have self-identified as economically disadvantaged, and you may not know that a student is struggling financially. One way you could do this is by attaching a list of services available to all class syllabi. Another suggestion would be to have cafeteria tray liners printed with this information. Limited English proficient students are also identified as a special population subset. Limited English proficient is also known as LEP, ELL, or ESL. Some classroom strategies that may allow limited English proficient students to fully benefit include creating group projects and utilizing flexible seating arrangements. Both of these strategies provide students with opportunities to interact with different students. Often barriers are lessened when students connect with one another. It is also helpful to have written lesson plans, PowerPoints, and to write homework assignments and important concepts on the board or place them on the web. This may benefit all students, not just those who are limited English proficient. Other ideas to help these students include providing bilingual aids and dictionaries, school tutoring and CTE tutoring, and vocational ESL, also known as VESL. You could also expand yours and the classroom's understanding of the culture, as well as learn a few words in the student's language to make them feel welcome. Finally, professional development is encouraged for all educators. Working with families to support students who choose careers that are non-traditional by gender or non-traditional for their culture may be essential. Frequently, students may select a career and then meet with resistance at home. Therefore, it is important to supply the student with information on salary, career ladders, training, and employment outlook. When possible, invite families to the program to allow them to see that the setting is appropriate and safe for their family members. Provide cross-cultural examples, role models, and mentors. When one student in a family or a cultural group finds success in the program, have them invite others to join them. Finally, learning and talking about stereotype threat is important, as cultural bias may exist both at the school or college as well as within the student and their communities. In working with limited English proficient students, remember that limited English skill does not mean lack of conceptual understanding or intelligence. The next subset includes single parents, single pregnant women, and pregnant and parenting teens. Occupational choice is pivotal to ensuring a self-sufficiency wage in a high-wage, high-demand field. Utilizing the JSPAC 4-step career selection process will assist students in selecting a career that meets their needs financially, as well as present them with robust opportunities and occupations that will provide job satisfaction. Support services to help with childcare and developing a sense of self-efficacy are also important for this subset. The final subset of students in this presentation includes all students preparing for a career that is non-traditional by gender. Students preparing for a career in which fewer than 25% of the employees in that occupation are of the student's gender will face barriers that could possibly thwart their efforts. With proper preparation and training, this can easily be overcome. The initial barrier for these students is typically a lack of access to and information about all CTE programs, even those that may traditionally seem appropriate for only one gender. Providing positive information about career opportunities, job skill requirements, and monetary remuneration, for example, is vital in encouraging a student to enter into a career that is well suited to the student's interest and abilities and non-traditional for his or her gender. Highlighting a positive message about CTE in general and non-traditional occupations specifically will help to counter the negative bias and assumptions that abound. Talk to the students about the bias they will face. Forewarned is forearmed. Invite, involve, and educate parents and families. Provide professional development for all school personnel, especially counselors, who are frequently the gatekeepers to career choice. In addition to it being the equitable thing, and at times the right thing to do, remember that the California Education Code states that any school personnel acting in a career counseling or course selection capacity to any pupil shall affirmatively explore with the pupil the possibility of careers or courses leading to careers that are non-traditional for that pupil's sex. That's a lot to digest. Before you tune out, take a minute to visit and bookmark the rest of our website. The next time you're thinking about program improvement or have a student who is not doing as well as you know they could, visit the JSPAC website and look through some resources for inspiration and guidance. Sign up for the News You Can Use newsletter. Register and attend a JSPAC conference, or host a JSPAC regional workshop.